Yeah.
We should be live on Facebook. Yay!
Woo, finally.
Yes, talk about being persistent.
Yes,
I'm
exactly.
here and I'm just going to get out of Facebook just so that we don't have any interference. But I'm super excited to have you. Let me just make sure that they can see both of us. Let me put a
Okay.
gallery view. Okay, there we go. So super excited to be here. Jazz and I have been trying to go live for the last few minutes, and what better
Did
day
it.
than on a Throwback Thursday than to kick
Oh,
off, right? Kick off a interview session with you, Jazz. You're on vacation. You're in Mexico and rocking that two-piece. Oh my God.
yes.
Like, I am so glad that you took me up on this and, took the time out of your vacation to be on this interview and to just share
Yeah.
with everyone, how your life has changed ever since, starting the journey, committing to an accountability group, which is something that I know people probably wonder all the time. We're always talking about these accountability groups and
Right.
we're always raving about them and
Yeah.
speaking highly of them. But I wanted to take the time to interview you so that you can really share from the heart exactly what it is that you felt prior to starting your challenge in one of our accountability groups. And, tell us a little bit about that, taking time for
Well,
vacation.
yeah, I know, right? As I drink my margarita. But
God
no,
bless.
I definitely earned this margarita first and foremost.
Yes.
But going back a year ago, I felt very, very not just overweight, but just sluggish with my energy. After having my son in May of 2017 and wanting to get right back into the gym, I actually had a gym membership, and I called them and I was like, "Hey, when can I, bring my little one in so I can get back in my routine?" And they told me I'd have to wait 6 months, but I was ready at 4 months. I was like, "No, let's get it popping now." You know, so one of our coaches, Vanessa,
Yeah.
she gave me a shout and was like, "Girl, I think you'd really like you would really love this. This is like this online program. You do it at home, and you won't have to worry about leaving the house with your baby or anything. You could just do everything at home." And I was like, "I like that." And she was telling me about the meal plans and everything. So I jumped on September 18th of 2017. And I remember the dates like it was yesterday, only a year ago. But
It's crazy how these dates really mark our lives because I feel like those were once you start to shift and once you start to experience change in your life, right?
yeah.
These dates become like birthdays.
They do. They really do. They're like, memorable moments in your life when you really did, like you said, a shift, a
Mhm.
change. And so September 18th, I signed up to Vanessa's accountability group. And it was like 2.5, almost 3 weeks later, I dropped 12 pounds right off the rip. So I was just like sold. Like I'm in it to win it. I want to lose more,
That
the whole nine.
when those first 10 pounds come off,
Yeah.
I feel like it really just shows you as a woman that you can do anything because
Yeah,
people think, oh my God, it's just 10 pounds, but 10 pounds is a lot.
it
And
is.
a lot of times people carry an additional 10 pounds for years and years and years and don't even
Right.
realize it.
Right.
What actually inspired you to make the decision to take on, such a huge, 30 pounds is a lot,
Yeah.
and to commit to a transformation journey because every time
Right.
I love when you talk about, like, I watch you on social media and you're always talking about being in the journey and being in the trenches, and that's something that sometimes it's hard for people to make that decision to just be all in. Like, what made you change, and what made you start?
Well, I'm going to talk about my energy and just feeling just no energy really when I first wanted to get back into working out. I just felt sluggish, I had low confidence. I was just
You
not feeling myself.
baby, for God's sake, so I
I
can.
right, exactly. Of course, I just had a baby, but it was just the whole. I've never felt this way before. You know
Okay.
what I mean? So I wanted to get back to the old me of feeling, empowered and energetic and wanting to go out and work out, and I didn't feel that. And so being a part of the accountability group really, really, really motivated me and helped me get back on track. You
Yeah.
know, it
But
was
I want to know more than that. Like, I know once you were in it to win it, like you were one of those people. Like, I saw you through your journey and you never looked back. But
right.
happened prior to that that made you decide that you wanted to get back to you? Like, you know,
Well, I think there's a lot of people telling me as well, a lot of negative talk. I think sometimes, women can do that to each other without even realizing.
mm,
And, oh, you're never gonna be the same. Your body's gonna change. You're never gonna get that six pack back.
mm,
Things like that. And it really got me in a zone to be like, oh, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm just supposed to just sit here and accept this weight and just accept this energy. But I didn't like it for me, you know.
wow.
Yeah, that's really how I felt at that time. And it was like, oh, maybe they're right. But then a spark went off when I joined the accountability group, and I was like, wait, no, absolutely not. Like, I could do this. I can work out
It's
with my baby.
it's crazy how you talk about this. Not too many people talk about these things, and
Yeah,
some of these people are family members.
correct.
When you're being, it's almost as if, yeah, you're being challenged in a way, because a lot of times you're like, oh, I could do things, I could make a change, I could, you know
Right.
but having a baby, and sometimes you start to feel a little bit depressed, and
Yes.
have those little postpartum
Postpartums. Right.
and stuff like that. And a lot of times it's hard for women to get out. That's why I wanted to touch that
Yeah.
topic with you, because I thought it was, I know your story, and I know that, you use being a mom as motivation and drive. And a lot of times that's not the
Correct.
case for women. So I
Right.
kind of like wanted you to touch a little bit on that, because it's back to school season. It's
Right.
like, I'm talking about this a lot because I was one of those moms who put myself on the back burner. I know you're a newer mom, but you also are a bonus mom, and you have your husband's child
Yeah.
that's been around you, so you kind of know where I'm
Yeah.
coming from.
Right.
As far as not putting yourself first, and I
Right.
admire the fact that you did things differently. I remember you telling me vividly, like, Saudi, like, I used my baby as motivation. Like, I knew when I had this baby in my
Right.
hand, I had to get back to me for him. And that's huge.
Right. Yes. Yes. Definitely having that energy to do everything that we have to do. Everything else doesn't stop just because I had a baby. Like, there are still, the work, just regular work that has to get done, things around the house, mommy duties, house duties, grocery shopping, everything else still has to keep going on. And if you're not like energetic enough to get these things done, things are going to start falling to the wayside. You're not going to want to do this. You're not going to want to do that. And that was like the part for me, that being a part of an accountability group and eating clean and having an actual, meal plan given to me weekly to guide me, that it took kind of like that hard part out
Mm.
of having to search recipes and, okay, what
Yeah,
we'll do
because
this
your mind power was busy
doing
focusing on
other.
the baby.
Correct. So that's one thing that the accountability group definitely helped me out with, right from the beginning. And
I
um,
love that. And you know what
yeah,
I love, that because that was the effect on you, now you've partnered up with me and Vanessa, and you're running your own accountability groups. And
yeah,
I co-host one with you that's nutrition based, and I really
yeah,
love your energy and your love for nutrition. And it's like, it's beautiful to see somebody lose the weight, but it's even more beautiful to see you put everything that you learned into practice, helping other women,
others.
you know
Yes, yes.
you do that on a daily. And like, describe a little bit about how now, fast forward, you've lost 30 pounds, how that helps you stay committed and to continue on in your journey, and to be in the trenches the way you always share.
I mean, I've always been the helpful type. Like, my friends will come to me just as a venting board, even, or for advice. And I've always loved just helping people and them saying, Jazz, thank you so much for that. Just thank you for even listening, And now doing the fitness side of things, and for me, working out and eating clean, I enjoy this lifestyle. So now you mix me already helping people, mix it in with fitness. It's like perfect. Where have you been all my life, Beachbody?
Win, right? That's what
Yeah,
I
it
say.
really is.
Like, I always, when I talk about, like, people probably annoyed already with me.
And it probably annoys me too.
Like, for me, this is like my livelihood, because without it, I don't know what I would do. I don't know how else I can sustain, the weight loss that I've been able to
Right.
accomplish. I don't know
Right.
that I know that I can't do it alone. And every time I partner up with women like you, I feel like it takes me to a higher level,
Right.
because now when there's something that happens, there's a synergy that happens when like-minded women get
People. Yeah.
together and
Yeah.
inspire other women. It's like it becomes like a force
Yes.
that brings a lot of light and joy and power into the world, and it's just
Correct.
beautiful. I'm forever grateful for you.
Me
And
too.
for Vanessa, you guys will hear from
Yes.
Vanessa soon. We keep talking about Vanessa.
Yeah.
Awesome, amazing transformation.
Oh
We
yeah.
should both have her within the next few weeks on our Facebook Live event. And so, real quick, I know you have to get back to your vacation. I want to ask you maybe one more thing,
Okay.
two more things, and describe, what I mean. You kind of did already, but if you can elaborate a little bit on, how achieving your results and partnering up with me and Vanessa, how these achievements, like, what is it doing for you personally as a wife, a mentor, like in your business? Like, what are you most proud of about the whole thing?
I'm most proud of my personal development.
Wow.
Yeah, like I mean, just a quick backstory with the beginning of starting the challenge group. Being in the accountability group, and then becoming a coach. Like 3 weeks after signing up to Beachbody, because I was like, this is amazing. I need to help more people. In the beginning of becoming a coach, people kept on saying to me, personal development, like, you got to do that. You got to do that. And to me, Saudi, I was like, but I just want to help. I just want to help people. I want to help people, and I want to work out, and I want to help people. But it like a light bulb went off, especially when I teamed up with you recently, of you got to be the best version of yourself before you can really help other people. And yes, I've already been helping other people, but to the level that I can actually bring it to, it starts with me first, right? So that's my takeaway, my personal
What
development.
happens? You know what happens for people who think that, personal development is like a religion. It's
Or
totally,
yeah,
I mean, what
yeah,
happens is it helps you believe in people before they believe in themselves. And
yes,
super passionate about it because I used to be like uber negative.
yeah,
I was the biggest skeptic. I, didn't trust, like I had trust issues, like you name it, I had it, but I loved women and
yeah,
friendship. And I, had this work ethic, like that all like I just needed somebody to help, somebody to believe in me, to kind of like bottle it all up
yes,
and make it into a thing where I wasn't so negative and I wasn't so unmotivated. And what happens when you start reading books and you start growing your mindset and you start making, you start bettering yourself, you start to trust more. You start to
yeah,
believe more in others, and you start
right,
to also become a lot more patient and less reactive, right?
yes,
Think
yes,
about things. So like, you could wake up and you could, start your day off and be positive, and then somebody
right,
comes up to you and pisses you off, or your husband says the wrong thing to you, and
yes, right,
what personal development does. And this is just like an ounce that we're giving you.
yeah, exactly.
You know,
Just an ounce.
yeah, it helps you become a little bit more calm. You kind of like think before you act and all that good stuff. And that's great when you're a mom and you're a wife and you're just trying to do life. You
Right,
need that in your life. And
right.
most importantly, one of the books that I know I recommended to Jazz that she loved is my all-time favorite. I recommend it all the time, which was The Compound Effect.
Oh
I
yeah,
love The Compound Effect because it helped me understand myself more, and I also learned why I was a stop and go.
yeah,
And the moment you're able to find out why you are a certain way, it's so much easier to go about life. It was so much easier to go about my journey, and I see
definitely.
you in such a different way now, Chaz. Ever since you've been reading these books, it's like you're not only speaking differently to your accountability group, but you're also so much more driven with yourself and so positive, and it's really overflowing to the universe, and I see it every day, and
I
that's why I
love
want
it.
to have you on here.
Yes, thank you.
Beautiful. So tell me a little bit more, and we'll close it out. Just
Okay.
how has your life changed since completing your program, and anything that stands out to you, like how has
Well,
it changed?
I mean, I was just talking to my bestie earlier this morning, walking to the beach, and she's like, Jazz, when do you ever go on vacation and work out? I'm like, never until this vacation, and we
I
just
saw
started
the videos.
laughing.
Oh my God, you guys have to go on her wall. She's doing like lunges and
In
squats
the
and like
sand.
in the
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I'm so enjoying it because it's such a different scenery, Saudi, from my backyard or on my driveway at home. It's like, oh, this is nice. And then I get to meditate right by the water. It is, oh, I love it. So definitely with how it's changed my life and just perspective on working out, being a better human, just getting back to me and just trying to do it all, every day is something different, but every day I'm learning something more about myself. And that's definitely my takeaway. I'm enjoying this journey, and I'm a work in progress. And I just can't wait to do more and help more.
You look amazing. 30
Thank
freaking
you.
pounds. She went from 150 pounds to rocking a two-piece, wearing like, what are you, a size 4, 5 right
Size four. Four.
now? A 4. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Four, four, four.
Like that is insane. Oh my God. All right.
Definitely
So
four.
let me let you go back to your amazing vacation. Thank you so
All
much for
right.
joining.
Thank
Um,
you so much for having me, Saudi.
I
Gotta
love
do it again
this.
sometime.
I love this. And just real quick, anybody watching, if you're connected to Jazz in any way, please reach out to her and she will be glad to answer any questions you guys may have about joining any of her accountability groups. We run some of them together. We have accountability groups for many different people. It could be whether you want to tone and you just lose 10, 15 pounds, whether you have 150 pounds to lose. We have nutrition based programs, cardio based programs, yoga for all ages, all groups of people. And so just reach out to her, or if you're following me, reach out to me. And thank you so much for
Thank
watching.
you.
And if you're watching the recording, I would love for you to please put in a number 2 if you're watching the recording, and a number 1 if you're watching live. That just helps us for future references. If we want to go live again, we know kind of like what time people are on. And thank you so much for watching. See you guys. Bye.
Bye, Saudi. Bye, guys.
Bye.